Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jonah from Spotlight, and today we're talking to Shaunta. Shaunta, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi. I see a lot of Ninja Writers in the comments, so that's fun.
Yeah. And first and foremost, I don't need to tell this group to do so because you're already doing it, but hop in the comments. Let us know that you can see and
Yes.
hear us all right, where you're tuning in from. Just want to call out quick. We got people coming from India, from St. Louis.
Absolutely.
Hello from Southeastern, from Colorado, from Pennsylvania. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in with us this morning. It is going to be
Yes.
such a good time. And just to get a couple expectations out of the way before we dive in, if you have to get up away from your computer or life is happening, things are moving fast, don't fret. All of this will be available in a replay. It'll be on the YouTube page. It'll be also on the Spotlight event page and emailed to you along with the replay and the course offer, which we'll talk about a little later. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, pop them in the comments. We will do our best to answer them as we go, but if we don't right away, we're not ignoring you. We have set aside time at the end to do a proper Q&A where we can get to all of those questions. So pop them in there during the presentation, and if it seems like we missed it, pop it in at the Q&A. We want to get to all your questions. And last but not least, just to make sure that everyone is in the right place, like I said, we are talking to Shaunta, and we are talking about how to plan your big writing project. And you're going to come away from this event with a major writing project plan that's broken into easy, manageable parts and put into a calendar so you know what to do every single day to move that goal forward. Shaunta and I were talking right before about how this is super applicable to all sorts of things. So this is for writing. This is for if you're trying to build an audience, if you're trying to grow presence. We were talking about I'm a songwriter. So if you're trying to put out an album, super excited to dive in because these tools are so useful. And it looks like a lot of people know who Shaunta is, but just in case you're here.
My ninja here. So
Yeah.
that makes me so happy. It's like I can breathe because my people are here. And you guys who are new to us should totally be in the chat because these are, no joke, the most amazing writing community in the universe. They're just so amazing. But I see a lot of
And they
them.
showed up here today. We're ready.
Yes,
Yeah. And
they're
for
so
any of those who Yeah. And for any of those who don't know, Shaunta Grimes is a novelist and a teacher. She is the owner of Ninja Writers, the most amazing writing community on the planet. And her specialty is helping her students learn how to become working writers, not just writers. That said, I want to get out of the way because I know you got a lot to show us today, Shaunta. So why don't we dive in and just get to the meat of it?
Let's do it. Yes.
Yeah.
So before we start, I just want to tell you, I just made a little list of the different things that you can use to plan. You're going to pick one big project, like something juicy, and just a big juicy project that maybe, this one I want you to think about, something that you maybe are not 100% sure you can actually do. So think about that. And here is the list that I made. You can make it about writing a book, starting a blog, social media. Actually, my sample I'm going to use today for myself, I'm going to screen share in a moment, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to go through this worksheet with you. Jonah will put the link. You need the worksheet. So he'll put the link in the chat so that you can click and get it. And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you some more stuff, but I'm going to be talking about planning, getting my big juicy thing that I'm not sure I can do is getting monetized on TikTok. So creating an income stream is a big one that you could do. Self-publishing, building a website, going on submission to agents, starting an online business like coaching or classes, having short stories published, and then literally anything, right? So if there's something that's keeping you from doing the writing you want to do, let's say, I don't like the word declutter, so I use curate. So if you need to curate your house so that you have bandwidth for your creative projects, this would be a great plan for that. If you are in a day job that you really don't like and you want to replace it with something else, this would be a good job for, or plan for that. So anything like that. I'm going to make an attempt here to figure out how to screen share.
It's already scrunched.
I know, but do I just push it?
Oh, You're all good. It's all up there, Shaunta. You can just
Oh,
work
I
through
am
the
screen sharing,
page
so I
there.
just go over to where it is. Okay, I'm good.
Yep.
I got it.
Love it.
Yeah, you can get the worksheet yourself. Jonah, I think, put the link in.
Definitely suggest getting it now.
Yeah, you want to get it now. So I'm going to go through this with you, and I'm going to plan my own project. I want you guys to know that I cannot see the comments while I'm doing this. So Jonah's watching it, and Adrienne, who is my right-hand girl, she is on in the chat as well. So if you see Ninja Writers show up, that's Adrienne. And Meg is here, and she's also on the Ninja Writers team, Meg Stewart. So if you see either of that, Ninja Writers or Meg Stewart, those are team members who are very familiar with this project or this program. Okay, step one of the system involves choosing which project and setting a deadline for it. So you're going to take a deep breath, choose that one big thing. This should maybe be the project of your heart, the one thing you really want to do. And like I said, maybe something you're not 100% sure you even can do. I'll show you that you really can. So we're going to end today, and you're going to know exactly what you need to do every single day until you have reached some level of success with your project. I'm going to, in this first box, you're going to claim your project. Oh, first, let me show you. If you click the word file and then you click make a copy, you can get one that you can work on. I actually need to do that for myself. So what I usually do is just erase copy of and put Shaunta's and whatever, and then it's going to make a copy that you can work on. I almost started working on the original. That would be no good. So I'm going to make this big again. And you can come over to mine. Actually, what I'll do when I'm done here is I will put a link on the original to this copy, and or Adrienne maybe could do that now, so that you can come back and see my example at any time that's completed. Okay, claim your project in this first box. So mine is get monetized on TikTok. For reference, I have been using TikTok for pretty much exactly 1 week. So this is a 0 to monetized. To be monetized, I did look this up last night, and I need to have 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in a 30-day period. That's what you need to do to be monetized on TikTok. So when I say big and juicy, you know what I'm talking about. Big. Okay, so take a minute, do that for yourself. And then we're going to take a few minutes to think about what success looks like a year from now. So some things have a very finite deadline. If you want to write a book, at some point your book is going to be done. If you want to publish, what do you do with an album? Release an album, like Jonah said, then, at some point that album will be done. It will be out in the world, and you will have moved on from it, right? It won't be what you need to think about anymore. And so there are those projects that, like, within a year you could be done. So if your project is writing a book, in this next box you would put my book is not just I've written my book, right? If your project was to write a book, then success would look like your book is written, edited, and you've either self-published it or sent it on to agents, right? To look for an agent. And so it's like out of your hands and into the next person's hands, either the reader, the publisher, your agent, whatever. It's moved out of your control and into someone else's. And so that's what you're looking for, what success looks like. If it's writing a book, that's what I suggest. If it's creating a blog, it might be a certain number of blog posts, right? Because a blog is ongoing. You might be doing it forever or for years. And so it might be, in a year, you want to have 100 blog posts, or you want to have 50 blog posts or 25 blog posts or whatever. So just think about what success looks like for your particular project and give it a deadline. I suggest a year from now if it's a big, big project, unless you're pretty sure that you can do it in less than a year. So mine is, I have 10,000 followers and 100,000
Can you pause for one moment?
Yeah.
Can you tell people, make sure people know that you're like to sign up for the worksheet, it's going to take them to a page that asks for their email, and then they'll be
So
directly sent to them.
when you click on the link to get the worksheet, it's a landing page. You just put in your email and it will immediately open the worksheet.
Just for everyone watching as well, it's probably because everyone is going to use that link right at the same time. So I tried just twice and then was able to get it. So if it doesn't work the first time, just give it a try again.
And I can slow down a little bit while people don't feel like they're behind. This is a good place to. So I'm going to put a year here for mine. And is there any chat that I can? If anybody has questions about their, while we're waiting a few minutes for people to get it up, if somebody has questions about their project, now would be a great time. And
somebody's saying, so there's confusion about the one that you're editing on, and you have a copy up.
Yeah, so you're going to want to go, if you go, this is the original that you guys have. If you click on the word file in the upper left-hand corner and then click on make a copy, you'll see this, and then just click OK, and it will give you a copy that you can use, that you can write on. You can't write on this one. It's like the master, so we obviously don't want people to do that. So if you just click file, make a copy, you will get one like I got that you can work on. And then I am going to put a link on this original one. Oh, they won't.
What?
You want to put the link on there?
I can't.
Okay, she can't do it. So I will put a link on the original. It won't show up on your copy, but you have the original. So I'm going to put a link on the original later that will give you access to the one I'm making now, so you can see it later. You can reference it back.
Also, just quick call out, if it's ever easier for anyone, you can pop in and watch the replay to review what you're doing.
Yes. You have the worksheet, so you can work on it with me if you want to, but it might be easier for you to just pay attention and then go back and do it. Some people who are in Ninja Writers have done this with me before, and they might want to do it with me, but
if people can't see what you're typing, that's the problem.
Why not?
Because you open a new document and you're not screenshotting.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh, love it. Got it.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Hang on, one's Shaunta's.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, baby. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
now
there we go.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. Oh, come on. Adrian, the dog. He's all tangled up. Hurry. Sorry. My dog is like pulling on the cords. Okay. We got a new rescue dog named Louie Balooey. Okay. So are we good? You guys, everybody, we're on the same page now.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, so you're going to claim your project. You're going to write what it's going to look like if you are successful. So for me my goal here is to have 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in a month. So that 100,000 views needs to come in within 30 days for me to be monetized. And I'm putting my goal date March. Actually, I'm going to change this so it's a year. I'm going to say March 31st, 2023. So I'm going to plan how I can plan for making this happen in a year. For the record, I'm starting out, I think last time I checked, which was this morning, I had 67 followers on TikTok and I had somewhere around like 700 views. So that's where I'm starting, I believe. Okay, so next we're going to fill out a little chart, and you're going to think about where you already are. I call it a phase of completion and the progress you've already made. So most of the time you're not going to be starting, even though I am really new to TikTok, I'm still not starting at base zero, right? I have
scroll up a little bit so they can see the name of your project. Some people miss that.
Okay, the name of my project is claiming my project is Get Monetized on TikTok, which means 10,000 followers and 100,000 views in a 30-day period. That's TikTok's requirement for being monetized. And success looks like reaching that level by roughly a year from now, the end of March next year. these are the phases I use for my projects. You can use words that make more sense to you if you don't like these, but I use brewing, which is the idea phase. I use, that means I've been tossing it around. I have been thinking about it and kind of planning it, but I haven't done any work on it yet. This would be a book that I haven't started plotting yet. I'm a novelist, so, you know, an idea for a story or a character or something, but I haven't really done anything with it. Plotting or planning is the planning phase. I use plotting when I'm talking about a novel and planning when I'm talking about literally anything else. I've moved past general ideas and I've started to formulate a working plan for my project. Writing or working is, again, if I'm writing, it's writing. If I'm doing anything else, it's the working or active phase. This is the active phase. It's where I have a plan, I've started to implement it, and I'm writing the book or working toward my goal. Editing is the finalization phase. I just use editing for everything, even though it's not a great fit. If you can think of a better word for what you do, you know, it might just be finalized. But this is where I've done the first draft and I'm ready to go back and make it shine. And for a non-book project, it might look like finalizing launch sequences or actually sending query letters or, you know, just whatever it is, like getting beta readers, like that kind of thing is in the editing phase. When you have finished a complete draft, a complete like first draft of something, and editing doesn't, all 5 of these don't always fit in everything, in particular editing. So for my TikTok one, I'm trying to think what editing might look like. And there are some projects I would put TikTok in that, and also blogging, any kind of social media where you rotate through all of these. Like I do editing for TikTok, but it's for each video and I've been posting like 4 a day. So I rotate through them so quickly that I would just say in general, I'm in the working phase and not like for each video I have to go through all of these phases, right? I have an idea, then I plan it, then I work on it, then I edit it, then I submit it, but the whole thing takes 10 minutes, right? Or if I'm writing a blog post, the whole thing might take an hour or 2. So sometimes these are for the entire project, if it's a big one, or if it's got a finite deadline, like if Jonah was working on an album, you know, there's at some place where he's finished all the songs and their first draft is done and now he's making them better, whatever that looks like in songwriting.
That's accurate.
Making it better phase. And then submitting is the end stage. And this is when whatever my project is goes into someone else's hands. So it leaves being my responsibility entirely, and it goes out to someone else. So this would be when you are submitting your album to producers, record companies, or when you have sent it out to all of the radio stations or whatever it is you do with an album, right? And with a book, it's often when you have either gone out to publisher or to either publishers or agents, like you've sent your query letters and now you're just waiting and there's nothing else for you to do but wait, right? Or you have published it. You've done that doesn't mean you're not going to do anything else. You might have some marketing you're going to do or whatever, but for the creation phase, you're done. It's out in the world in whatever way it's going to go out in the world and you're done. So when I publish a TikTok video, I have submitted and that particular video is out of my hands, right? It's in the hands of the TikTok universe. So one more time, we're going to write our idea in this little box. So we're going to write, my idea is to monetize TikTok by March 31st, 2023. I am in the working phase for this. And my progress so far. So your progress so far is where you're going to list all of the things you've already done towards this project. I find this helpful because it solidifies the idea. It also really helps your brain, or my brain anyway, to know that I'm serious about this. This is real work that I'm really doing. And I've already started doing it. And almost always there's something you've already done, even if it's just I have made a plan, right? So for me, I've published, I think around 20, I think, TikTok videos. I've watched tutorials. I've what else have I done? I've planned 3 or 4 series of video content that I could create. I've brainstormed with Adrian, which is almost always part of my plan, my progress. And I've let my email list know I have a TikTok. In case anybody thinks that having a big, I have, I don't know, 17 or 18,000 people on my email list. And if you remember, I have 67 TikTok followers. So in case anyone thinks that this is, having a big list already, I will say it's a lot nicer to talk to 67 people than 0 people, but it did not translate to thousands of followers immediately. Interestingly, I've let my email list know. I've written a Medium post about it. So that's what I've done. So you're gonna do that. There's some examples here. I wanted to make real sure that you understood what this part was. So if your idea is to self-publish a book by August 1st, 2022, you're going to be, and you're in the brewing phase, and then your progress so far is I have an idea, but I haven't done anything with it. That's one example. Or you want to write 100 blog posts by December 31st, 2022. You're in the working phase and you've already written a few blog posts, but not with enough consistency to gain traction, might be your progress. If you want 4, computer's making a weird noise. If you want 4 paying freelance clients by October 15th, 2022, then and maybe you're in the planning phase, you don't have any clients yet, and you haven't really started trying to get them, but you have a good solid plan for how you're going to do it. Your progress so far might be, I know what I want to do and who I want to approach, but I haven't started working on it yet. So maybe you've made I've made a list of possible clients, right? And what I can do for them. Okay, where are we on time? I'm going to keep going. Now take a few minutes and we're going to brainstorm everything that needs to be done in order to meet that deadline. Don't worry about order. Just make a list of everything that you can think of that needs to be done. There's an example there about publishing a book, and I'm going to give you one right now about doing TikTok. So if I want to get monetized on TikTok, I need to solidify my niche. I need to really think about who I'm talking to. I need to watch others who are already producing content for my niche. If you want to give me that would be good. I need to create. I just read this yesterday that someone was saying if you want to get monetized quickly on TikTok, which I'm going to go with, a year is pretty quick because it seems like a lot of people, 4 to 8 TikToks a day. So I'm going to say 4, create at least 4 new TikTok videos per day. Pay attention, or like maybe I'm going to have, I'm just going to say pay attention to what's working so I can create more of that.
Pay attention to like the songs, like using the right audio.
So that's trends. TikTok is very trend forward, so I need to pay attention to trends. What else? I need to get what do you like a tripod light setup, right? Because right now I'm just kind of recording on my iPad.
I think you need to let your current audience know more that you're doing.
Okay, so let my current audience know I'm creating for them in this format. Reach out to companies that are talking, and other creators who are already talking to my audience about collaboration. If you want to add another line, you just go to the bottom of the box and click tab, and magic gives you another box. I need to, so for me, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that I need a TikTok
content strategy.
planning day once a week, and maybe a TikTok, what am I going to call it? Like when I go over, what? Are you kidding me? I'm frozen? Okay, a TikTok like strategy day once a month. Okay.
Oh, it's
No,
working
not-
good. It's
Okay,
working good for me here.
Adrian
Yeah.
said I was
go ahead.
frozen and she freaked me out, Adrian. Okay. What I think this is good. Can you think of anything else I need to do to get monetized on TikTok?
It's 12:30.
I know. Okay, so that's going to be my list for now. My ultimate deadline is March 31st, 2023. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put all of these tasks, you're going to put them in this box here. I'm going to do that really quick. It's just going to take, this is the best way I know to do this, is just to copy them and come here and put them here. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? Hold on, let me try that again. Is to copy this so you don't have to keep going back and forth. What I usually do is just copy this. Why isn't it not copying?
I highlight it and then click Control.
Okay, I got it. I did that. That's what I did. It didn't work. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to paste it in this first box. This should work. Yeah, and that's going to give me do that. And then I'm going to put my deadline. So I need to solidify my niche. Like in order to, let's say I'm pretty tight on my niche already. Like I know who my niche is, but I really am finding that I need to do some work on how my niche is going to, like connect with me on this platform. So let's say I'm going to do this by April 15th, 2022. I think it will take me, let's say 4 hours. And so I'm going to leave that last one blank for the moment. I'm going to watch others who are producing content for my niche. And I'm going to, instead of just saying others, I'm going to actually fine tune this one a little bit, which you might find you need to do. But I'm going to watch at least 10 other TikTok creators, I don't even know what they're called, who are producing content for my niche. And I'm going to do this by the end of April 2022. And I'm going to leave that how long it will take blank. I need to create at least 4 new TikTok videos per day. This is big. And this is going to be every day. And I think I need a minimum for those 4 of about 60 minutes a day. If I'm in a rush and I can only create something really short, I can do it pretty quick. So I think I can do it in about 60 minutes a day if I don't do anything too elaborate. I need to pay attention to what's working so I can create more of that, and pay attention to trends. That's something that made me make this one down here about the planning day. So what I'm going to do is take this, what's in here, and I'm going to just move it down to my planning day once a week, right? So I'm going to do that. What did I do to myself here? That didn't work. Sorry. I'm going to, why is it? Well, I don't know why I did that. Like planning day once a week. And then I'm going to pay attention to what's working so I can create more of that. And I'm also going to pay attention to trends. And to trends, I'll just write it so I don't have that problem again. So I'm not going to need these 2 boxes. Let me just get rid of them really quick. Yeah. Okay, so I need to get a tripod and a light set up, and I would think I can do that by March. What's today? The 16th? March 20th. That's something I can do pretty quickly. I need to let my current audience know that I'm creating for them ongoing, see the monthly planning or strategy call, right, or meeting with myself below. I need to maybe reach out to other companies and creators. I would say this would be monthly once I have 1,000. No, yeah, maybe 1,000 followers. I don't have enough followers. Like I'm not gonna be, hey, I have 60 followers. You should work with me. So I'm gonna leave that like that. And then on one, so a good day for me to do planning for TikTok, to think about what's working and what's not, to look over my analytics for the week or whatever, would be Sunday during my regular weekly planning. And a good day for me to go over a TikTok strategy would be where I'm thinking about how can I let my regular audience know in the next month that I have TikTok. What do I want to work on next month? Whatever. That would be the last Sunday of the month during my regular monthly planning. So I have already regular weekly and monthly planning, and that's just something I can add to that. So let's see about the next box over is how long will it take? Oops, what did I do? Okay, sorry. Okay, so getting a tripod set up, you really only need to do how long will it take if it's something that you think you don't know. So I know going to the store and buying a tripod, like I just need to go to Walmart or go on Amazon. It won't take much time. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to worry about that one. This is ongoing. Ongoing ones are often hard to quantify for time. So this would probably be like where I'm going to add it. I don't know. This is probably not something I can quantify for time. This, though, I would say I'm going to spend about an hour a month after I have enough followers. And the planning here, I'm assuming that this will add about 20 minutes a week to my planning. And this might add like, let's say 45. No, that's a lot. 30 minutes a month to my, just 30 minutes a month. So I'm going to now go to the next row over, which is days. You want to know the exact days that you're going to work on this, right? So I am going to work on solidifying my niche. I've got my calendar right here, which Jonah has a link to the actual calendar that I use. Huh? No, I can't. I will. I'll show it to you when I'm done here. But I'm going to work on this, let's say, on Fridays. And I have, how many Fridays do I have? I have 5 Fridays. So I'm not going to work on it this next Friday because I already have a lot going on. So I'm going to say I'm going to work on this on March 25th. April 1st, April 8th, April 15th. And oh God, I can't use my finger. 1 hour each day. Okay. And then I'm going to spend, watch at least 10 other TikTok, like really get to know 10 other TikTok creators who are producing content for the people that I already want to reach. Niches are people, not themes. So I want to reach a certain group of people who somebody else is already reaching. So I want to find 10 of those people so I can see what they're doing that people are responding to. And I'm going to call this, I'm probably going to do this on Fridays as well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go with 6 hours, 1 hour a day every Friday. I'm just going to write that. I'll note starting March 25th and ending April 29th. I'm going to create, this is going to be every day. I'm gonna so I go to Walmart on Fridays for groceries. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna buy my tripod and my light setup on March 18th. That's this Friday. This is going to not take much time. This will be, I don't have a date for this either because it's just going to be when, when appropriate in my regular emails and stuff. So just adding it. We don't have enough time for me to go over this more. It will definitely be more if you buy the class, but as I'm doing this, I can see, and this will happen to you too. Like, one thing I need to do is update my current funnel. So when people join my email list, they get an automated series of emails introducing them to Ninja Writers, and I need to add my TikTok to that. And that would be something that would be a task. I'm not going to take the time to add that right now, but I will when we're done here. I don't think this would be monthly to reach out to companies. So I'm going to say first Friday of every month. I'm just going to, if I don't feel like it's appropriate to reach out because I don't have enough of an audience or following yet, then I just won't do it that month. But when I do it, it will be on the first Friday of every month. Planning, this is going to be every Sunday, and this is going to be last Sunday of every month. So now you have a little chart that tells you what tasks you need to do, the deadlines for when you want to have it done. Here's like the key to this whole system is that if I have a deadline of, let's say I'm going to be monetized by March 23rd, the next time I really give that any thought will be as that deadline passes by me, when it comes up on my calendar, right? It's not enough to say I'm going to watch at least 10 other TikTok creators and analyze what they're doing by April 30th, because even though it's in my mind and I know I should do it, it will keep not getting done until now it's April 30th and I don't have time to do it, right? And so I missed that deadline and, oh, well, I suck. Like, obviously I couldn't do this, or I have to get another deadline and that will keep happening. But if it comes up on my calendar every Friday, I'm just going to do what's in my little box to do for that day. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense to you, Jonah?
Yeah, absolutely. You're breaking it down into palatable tasks you can actually do every day.
Yeah. So the goal here is to have a calendar where every day you have written down what you need to do for that day to reach that goal. So I'm going to create 4 TikTok videos on my calendar every single day for this year. And that's my goal. Now, will I be monetized in a year? I have no idea, as I don't know what part of that. There's things that you're in your control and things that aren't. Your work ethic is in your control. How people respond to what you're doing is not. So I don't know if people will follow me. I don't know. But I do know that if I don't create 4 videos a week or a day or whatever it is that I decide that I need to do, if I don't do that, I can't sit around and think, I really wish I was monetized on TikTok. That's never going to get me there, right? So if I know the work that I'm going to put into it, it will get me somewhere. I will have more followers than I would have otherwise, right? And so maybe it takes longer than a year, whatever. But because TikTok actually is the only thing that it's dependent on is that you meet these criteria. If you keep doing the work, eventually you're going to probably end up with enough of a following to monetize. So that's always a good for me. Okay. The next step that you're going to do is, here's an example. So the example looks a little different because I just made it one big chart because it was all separated out like this and it was really hard to do. So, but that's an example of how long you need and the dates and everything for writing a book. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to separate all your tasks out by month. I don't think we need to be done here at 12:45. Is that right?
No, we're okay to go a little over. We're tripping and we're cruising. Everyone's following along. So you're all good.
Question in here.
What is it?
And if you have time, about how do you know what you need to be doing? What you need to be doing to reach your goals?
Yeah, a question from Tom.
Hi, Tom. I want to make sure I understand it. How do you know what your tasks are? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like how do you know what you need to be doing in order?
Oh, so I actually have an answer to that question. And the answer is to work backwards. So if you don't know for sure what you want to do, or you know what you want to do, so if you know this, right, where'd it go? Here. What does success look like? So I know I want 10,000 followers and 100,000 views. In order to work backwards, in order to do that, I need to have, if my posts are like every time I post, I get 2 followers, then I need, at the very least, I'm going to need 5,000 posts in a year. So what would that look like? And then I'm, like I need to have a body of work in order to get this many views. That's the bottom line. In order to get a body of work, I need to know, I need to know who I'm talking to, right? So that I'm not just creating a body of work, but a body of work that speaks to my niche. So in order to do this, and in order to do that, I need to watch what other people are doing that are, there's lots of things. Like I already know my niche. I write for writers, right? I create for writers. So I know who my niche is really, really well. But if you're like, I just know I want to do TikTok, but I don't even know what I want to do, then you're going to look at what do you already, like in order to do that, you need to know what your niche is. And in order to do that, you need to look at what are you consuming, right? Or have you written any blog posts? What has gotten the most attention? When you watch TikTok, what excites you, right? What is it that you do that seems so simple to you that you're like, nobody would ever really want to know that? But like when you talk about it, people's like are rapt, right? Their attention is just like, what? Oh my God. I get that sometimes with planning, right? Because it's something I'm really good at, but it's so simple for me that I'm like, nobody really wants to know how I plan a blog post. Like, what? And then I talk about it, and then everybody's like, wait, slow down. I'm taking notes. Right? So I know if I write about how to plan a blog post, if I TikTok about it, if I blog about it, it always does well. It's almost always the thing that is easy for you that other people are like, that's really hard. I don't think I can do that. And so you want to think about, if you don't know your niche at all, you're going to have to do some work to figure that out before you can do these other things, right? So you're going to work backwards. And then in order to create your, you might have different threads. So in order to create your body of work, you need to have, know how to use the TikTok platform, right? So you need to watch some tutorials. You need to have the equipment. So if you don't have like a good, like an iPhone or something that has a good camera on it, or an iPad or something that you can use, it obviously doesn't have to be an Apple, anything, but you need to have a camera of some kind. And you need to have a place to record that has good lighting. So those, like, you work backwards to like, okay, in order to do that, I need to research cameras. And in order to buy one, I need to save up some money, like whatever it is. So, you give yourself a deadline. I need to buy a camera. It's going to cost me $200. I need to have $200. I think I can save $200 in 3 months. So how much do you need to save every week? And that might maybe go into your calendar, right? So that you're making an intentional plan to make that part of your goal happen. Tom, I hope that answered your question and was not overwhelming. If you want to tell me in the chat what your plan is, I can try to help. And this is exactly what we're going to do in the class. I say 4 to 5 hours for each intensive because I am dedicated to just being there until I have helped everyone individually. I know. Well, it's in there. They have a link to it. So we'll talk about that later, but this is the kind of thing that lights me up, is helping you figure out what you need to do.
Meg put in here that if you don't know what to do, that's a task that you have to list on there. Research what you need to do.
Right. And so for that, you need to start with, well, what result do you want? Because it might not be something specific like TikTok. It might just be that you want to make a certain amount of money, or that you can't even focus on creative work because there's some part of your life that's like out of whack, right? Your house is too messy, or you're not,
Everything is a step.
everything is a step. Yep. I hope that answered your question, Tom. And if you want to put what your plan is, what your idea is in the chat, I'm happy to help. What we're going to do here is move these things. I can hear myself through your. Is move these dates. These are my dates. So what I'm gonna do here is copy and paste this entire thing and move it down so that I can. Oh gosh. No, that didn't work. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I'm as you can see, I'm a good example of you don't have to be super technically advanced to do this kind of stuff. But I just want to move this down here so I don't have to keep scrolling. This is what I do when I'm working on my own, is I just move it down. So like I can see that I have a March, I have this right here. So I'm going to copy that. When I do copy it, like when I do the copy thing, it doesn't work. So I need to copy, and then I'm going to move this down here, and this is going to be March. Really? That's going to bother me, so I'm going to unbold it. Okay, so March 25th, and then these are April. I'm going to just cut that and put it here. Oh, yay, I didn't erase it. So I'm going to say what it is, right? This was, let me see, make sure I know. Solidify my niche, right? So work, why is it so bolded? I hate that. Okay, work on my niche, March 25th. I don't put the hours or anything like that down again. If you are somebody who needs to plan by the hour, you feel free to put the hours that you're going to work. I don't say like from noon to 1 every day I'm going to do that, because that will make me nuts and also make me not do it at all. So I don't. But I am going to say I'm going to work on my niche on those days. And then I'm going to go up to the next one, which is every Friday from March 25th. And I'm going to work on my niche on that day. I'm also going to research creators, also on March 25th. And I'm also going to research creators on April 1st, 8th, 15th, and 22nd. And then, so I just, as you can see, just keep going back and forth. Every day I'm going to create so I'm going to do daily 4 TikTok videos. And I'm just going to copy this. I hope that worked. Probably didn't. Okay. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to paste it on every single month, because my plan here is to be productive with TikTok. And for what it's worth, I'm one thing I'm gonna do here is, because I'm doing this beyond, I made this chart in January, so it just goes January to December, but I need to actually add January, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna do 4 daily TikToks, and then I need to add February because I'm going through to March, right? So, and March. Okay, so there's that one, and then on March 18th, I'm going to buy a tripod and light setup. Yeah, as you can see, you're going to have more stuff in the most recent, like the most upfront months, and just because there's going to be stuff that you just don't even know that you're wanting to do or that you need to do. And so, yeah. I'm going to have a weekly planning every Sunday, monthly strategy every last Sunday, right? So I'm just going to copy that because that's every month. And I'm going to put it on every month. So what I want here is a chart that will make it really super easy for me to add these things to my calendar. This is the way that I have found to do this. That is the easiest for myself, rather than going up, like having to go through that list. If your brain works different from mine, you can skip this step. But for me, it made it considerably easier to, my brain just totally shut down. To have a chart so that I could either print it out or just have it up on I use a paper calendar. If you prefer a digital calendar, no reason not to use one. I'm gonna do that. If but it's just, for me, having the chart was the easiest way. I am also, the last thing I need to add here is the first Friday of every month, I'm going to consider. So I'm going to consider collaboration first Friday of every month. The first Friday of March has passed, so I'm not going to have it there, but I'm going to have it there, 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 and there, and there. So every month, right? This is one of those projects that is fairly monotonous once you get started. You just have to keep making the content, keep thinking about getting it out there, and that's it. Like if I keep doing this, if I do this every month for a year, the chances that I'm not going to at least have more than 67 followers, or that I'm not going to get somewhere, are close to zero.
And if it happens that you're not, then you just need to revisit it.
Well, yeah, so that definitely. So because I have these monthly strategy meetings, if I'm like, okay, it's been a month, I got to 67 followers in March, and then I'm not growing, then I need to rethink my strategy, right? Like it's not because I suck, and it's not because my content is bad. It's because I'm not creating what my niche wants, or else I'm not letting my niche, I'm maybe not using the right hashtags, or I'm not following the right trends or whatever. So I need to keep tweaking what I'm doing so that I'm getting the results that I want.
None of this is set in stone. It's a working document.
Working,
You're supposed to revisit it.
And that's the end of the worksheet. So right here, get the deadlines into your calendar. I highly recommend using a pencil or erasable pen if you're working on an analog calendar, so that you can, you will definitely need to make changes. Can I stop screen sharing now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi. So I wanted to show you guys this is my editorial calendar. Jonah has the link. I think he's probably put it in. I just use this large monthly planner. I like pretty things, so it's decorated. Anything that will make you actually pick it up. Like I get happy when I pick up my calendar and use it. What I do, this is a monthly calendar that's totally blank. So there's no month. I have 2 for each month. So this is my March calendar where I have my work schedule. I call it my static schedule. So these are the classes that I teach generally. That's mostly what's in here. It's the stuff that I know that I have to work everything else around. I teach every day, or a lot, from Ninja Writers. This month, I actually am doing one-on-one coaching calls all month long. Meg is saying in the chat she uses Google Calendar. So does Adrienne. So you do not need to use a calendar that's like mine. But what I do is I have 2. So I have my work calendar, and then I have my editorial calendar, and that's this. I've divided it into 10 spots with highlighter pen because I could not find a divided calendar like this. I like this particular calendar because of a lot of times the empty box is over here on the other end, and I like it here because I list my current projects. I have a lot of them, so don't get intimidated. I just have been doing this a really long time. But what I actually did was I sat down and I listed out every project I could possibly think of. And it was like, I'm just going to see how many I could add in. And that's how many I'll work on this year. And I did them in priority order. And it turned out I can do all of them if I want to. And it was a lot, like almost 40. And I was like, dang, because as you can see, there's not a bunch on any given day, right?
Right.
like this
Super
mini
palatable.
novel that I'm working on. Like I have 2 blog posts a week that I want to write. There's some emails that I have some email newsletters that I write. You know, I like I was like, okay, I can add a little more. I can add a little more until I had all of my projects in there. Right. So I'm looking at my this TikTok thing will be big because making 4 videos a day, but I can reevaluate on my I have the 2 things that are really important. One is to build in days for I call them tune up days. So every Friday is my tune up day in general for my editorial calendar, where I look and I see, did I do the things I set out to do? If I didn't, why am I overscheduled? Then I need to take some stuff off, right? If it's because I just didn't want to do that, I can evaluate, do I really want to be a blogger? Do I really want,
Right.
maybe I don't want to do this thing anymore. But I can reevaluate it now rather than waiting until the deadline is passed or whatever. I can do it every Friday. And then I do that on Friday because Friday I don't teach. So Friday I have time. If I need to catch up, I can spend a couple hours writing on Friday. And then every Sunday we do in Ninja Writers an all day write. So on Sunday, I can spend that day catching up on everything. So having one day a month where this is your catch up day on your projects is a really good idea. It doesn't have to be all day, kind of crazy. I love our writing days. But like that's the day I can catch up, right? So if I'm finding that I'm not keeping up with 4 TikTok videos a day, I'm not gonna lie, my stomach is like a little butterfly. I'm like, oh my God, what am I committing to live right now? Help. But I'm like, okay, well, if I don't do it on Friday, I can be like, okay, like maybe on Sunday I spend a couple hours preparing, like getting in the draft some videos so I don't have to do it every day. Or I say, you know what, I can't do this. I'm going to do 2 a day or 1 a day, or I'm going to recruit my kids to make some for me for my channel, right? Or whatever. I'm going to delegate some of it, or I really want to do this, so I need to get rid of something else. It needs to take the place of some other project that I thought I wanted to work on right now. So yeah, I do my weekly planning on Sundays. Meg is right. I actually have a Substack. It's just shauntagrimes.substack.com. And I just turn on Zoom and invite everyone to come plan with me for the week. And
that's awesome, though.
We usually have 25 or 30 people there, and we're just hanging out and planning. So it's free. shauntagrimes.substack.com. I think Adrian can probably give you the link so you can share it. And yeah. And what else? Yeah. And then every Sunday I do the last Sunday of the month, I plan the whole month ahead. I have, but anyway, that's, you guys have planned a big project. Is anybody feeling overwhelmed? Does anybody have questions?
I think you did a good job just breaking down, and I saw quite a few people talking about how useful it is to actually watch you go through the document,
good.
And not just like given a document, because it's helpful to see what it looks like in real life, because often real life is a little messier than just one document, right? So it takes some figuring out. So everyone watching, please hop in the chat, ask any questions. I've tagged a few already. But Shaunta, I did want to talk briefly about your course, because your course is a little more geared specifically towards writing, right?
It's all, so my like big thing that I want for everyone is to help them build the writing life that they want. So sometimes that means having a writing career. Sometimes it just means finishing what you start. It just depends. Writing, I have a mindset about writing that if you want to be a working writer, it's literally everything you do. What you're doing right now is, if you consider yourself a writer, I don't know if you do or not. I do, because you're a songwriter.
Yeah.
So I totally consider you a writer. And in my opinion, what you're doing right now actually, I don't know you well enough to have an opinion, but let's say you really want to be a songwriter, right? I'm putting words into Jonah's mouth, but like, that's your goal. If you could, you would just only do songwriting. But you know what? When you're a writer, it's really hard to just have one income stream. Like, there's maybe 5 writers out there.
Yeah. Hard, and also maybe not wise. Because of it, Yeah.
Yes, because if
If that
something happens,
evaporates,
so
yeah.
we have to be masters of income streams if we're going to be writers. And one day, a few years ago, it just occurred to me that literally everything I do is an income stream for my writing career. So what you're doing right now today and what I'm doing right now here today are income streams for our writing careers. And that gives us control. So the program that you're talking about, the class, is developing that. It's like thinking about, okay, what are the income streams that I need, or I'm calling it an editorial calendar, but it can include almost anything. If there's something holding you back from doing what you want to do, then you can build that into your editorial calendar, whatever it is, right?
With the course, we are looking a little more long-term, right?
So it's a year. So it's a year-long program. It ain't, because it's already March. This is actually going to be the rest of 2022. So the full program has 4 intensives. This will have 3 because, like I said, we already are a quarter in. We restart again at the end of the year for 2023. But for 2022, we're going to have the first intensive is on April 3rd. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a generally 4 to 5 hour, and I call it an intensive. It's a workshop where I go through sort of like what we just did now, only it's bigger. So it's for more projects. It'll be 3. So I'll plan with you for 3 projects. You can obviously do more or fewer, whatever you need to do. When the first time I taught this, I tried to show them what I had done for all like 36 of mine. And it was like,
too much.
That's advanced. You may need to be crazy like me to do that. So 3. We're going to start with 3. That will be on April 3rd. So it's like this, only it's not here. It's not like where I'm talking and you're in a chat. It's on Zoom. So it is
More focused on them.
It's definitely focused on you, less on me, on what I'm doing. And I will be able to talk you through, like what Tom was asking, what are my tasks? So I am committed to being there as long as it takes. We'll go over, like we'll do the class, and then I will talk to each person individually if anybody who wants it. So it's really fun. It's like my happy place. So April 3rd is already scheduled. And then we'll have one in June and we'll have one in September. And that would be another big intensive where you can either tweak your calendar that you already made. I have another editorial calendar because I have a business, right, where I'm launching classes all the time. So I have a Ninja Writers, like a second editorial calendar just for Ninja Writers for its launches and everything. And so if you had another business or some other thing you wanted to plan, you might make a whole nother plan, right? You might say, okay, I got my 3 and now I feel like I can add more. So maybe you add 3 more projects in the second intensive and then the third one. So, and then in December, we'll have a 4th intensive, but that will be for 2023.
Right. Super cool. Well, and I did just want to call out so everyone knows, links to the course are in the comments. They're pinned at the top. They're also in the description along with the worksheet. So if you weren't able to grab it right away, you can go grab it after the event. And there's a 25% discount on there just for a week.
For the whole week. And also, I wanted to let you guys know so another thing, you get access. We have we have a membership program called Ninja Writers Club that's closed right now. If you go to ninjawriters.org, you can check it out and get on the waiting list, but it doesn't open till the summer. But we have a call there called the Working Writer Call every Sunday at noon Eastern. Meg runs it, and they will get access to that so they can have weekly accountability and ask questions about their writing business, listen to Meg's class, and they will get that. And then if you join today, you're going to get a 30-minute one-on-one coaching call with me or a team member, depending on if it's in March, it could be with me. If it's after March, it will probably be with Adrian or Meg or Junita. However, you will get a 30-minute coaching call to go over your plan and how we can help you.
That's awesome. That's so helpful to have those accountability systems.
Sign up. You got to sign up
today.
That call will go to everyone today. You get 25% off if you join this week. And I think that's it. Unless anyone has questions.
Yeah. I had a couple questions here,
Yeah.
and we just got a couple more minutes, so I want to work through them. But you mentioned a little bit, but I know you have a little more of a list or some good options. Like, what projects work with this kind of planning typically?
Oh, literally anything. And in fact,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be writing related, right? I'm calling it an editorial calendar, but any big project you have. I mean, I used this. We decided to move from Nevada to Pennsylvania, and then we did it within 45 days. And that is my whole family, including my parents-in-law, who both have Alzheimer's. And we did it in 45 days because I knew every single day what I needed to do. So this literally will work for any project. But if you want to, for writing a book, a blog, social media, like I just did for TikTok, but also any social Instagram, anything. Freelance clients, if you want to start a freelance writing business, this would work real well for that. Self-publishing, building a website, an author presence, going on submission to agents, starting an online business. So if you were like, oh, like we have a ninja writer who's a dog trainer, and I'm like, man, like she could totally have a business that would be teaching classes online.
Tom put in here that his goal, the one that we were talking to earlier, that his goal is to start a writing community to build confidence in writers. That's
Yeah.
Like
yeah. So like so Tom might build like this whole thing, like how do I build my writing community? And it might not be monetized right away. Maybe the first year it's just getting a Facebook page set up,
Right.
Finding joining other people's communities so that you can start understanding what they're doing, creating an opt-in that's really valuable to people who need to build confidence, running your first free online call so that you can get people in your sphere, right? So like there's all different things you can do, and maybe none of them will be monetized right away.
Right. But you're really building a repeatable framework. If this works for one project, you can use it again. If it works for
you
one
learn
year,
how to do
you can
this,
use
and
it
you
next year.
Yes, continuously use it over and over. And one thing I have found, if you are like me, if you have some anxiety, right? If you're like, oh my God, because I have a tendency to see the big picture, like I want to be a best-selling author or whatever. And then so much of it is outside my control. And there's so many steps. Meg always says I'm someone who jumps, like instead of going like from the top of the hill down and then back up, I just like leap from the top
to the bottom.
And so I'm like, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. And like the middle steps evade me. And so I often end up having a really good start and no finish. And this helps me be a finisher. I often have people say, you're so organized, I can never do what you do. I am literally the least organized person that I know. I'm like to the point of having like executive dysfunction. I am super disorganized. And the only way that I can get anything done is by having a plan that's this granular. My daughter doesn't have as much of that problem as me. So she's like, she has on her plan is like, publish my book. And I'm like, what?
What?
You can't do that. So, but I'm like, what about when are you going to do your cover? And she's like, well, if I'm going to publish, I have to have a cover. I don't need to write that down because her brain doesn't need that level of granularity that mine does. So this is definitely something that would work for you, because I need extreme granularity or extremes. Like I need to write everything down, or I won't remember to do it. That's what you're going to get from my class. But definitely, you don't need to do any part of it. And I have my motto is, if it's already working for you, if you have something that's working for you, you definitely do not need to stop that to do my thing. You can build what's already working for you. This would be for stuff that's not working for you, right? Like you're not reaching the goals that you want to reach. If you are already reaching the goals that you want to reach, maybe this can help you add another layer. I will say that I am using this system for my editorial calendar. I am so much more productive. And that's not about hustle culture or like, trying to cram as much in. It's that I'm working less and getting like 3 times as much done in the same amount of time, because I spend 0 time sitting around wondering what I should work on, or spend any time working on the wrong thing. 0.
You wrote 75,000 words
in January. In January, I did all this. I looked at it, and I wrote or edited. I wrote at least 50,000 words.
Wow. Okay.
And I edited, between writing and editing, I worked on 76,000 words. And I figured out how much time I spent writing, and it was less than 2 hours a day.
Wow. Okay.
Because I
So
didn't
it's
spend
really
any
just having the
time.
structure.
Yes, because I
Yeah.
didn't spend any time writing the wrong thing and
Right.
backtracking or wondering what I should write. I just looked at my calendar and did what was on there, and I could do it quickly because I knew exactly what I was supposed to be doing.
Right. Well,
That was mind-blowing productivity for me. It's like,
right.
and this
Yeah.
month I've done the same. I did the same in February. I'm doing the same now. It's just like definitely works.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I know everybody says their programs work, but like crazy. And I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm here. This is my own program or my own way that I do things, and then I'm sharing it with you.
And you're adjusting
Yeah.
it with your programming, even though you're working on it, it's not 100% perfect. There's still things that you need to adjust. Like you're working on a book right now that you have to like get back to writing, you know?
Yeah.
It takes constant updating.
I want to say one more thing. The core of all of everything I do is tiny goals or tiny like little bitty teeny tiny goals. And my writing goal for 17 years, 17 has been to write for 10 minutes a day. That's it. 10 minutes a day. I obviously write more than 10 minutes a day most days. That's my safety net. If I'm having an awful day, if I'm sick, the day my youngest daughter was born, like I wrote 10 minutes that day she was born. I was like, I can't go to the hospital yet. Gotta write. You know, some days it's hours, and then some days I'm like writing 10 minutes. I know is crap. Like, oh, it's not good, but I'm still do it. And I have not broken my streak for 17 years. And I built an entire career on it. You know what I mean? I've been published by Penguin and Macmillan. And when I started that 17 years ago, I had no way of knowing I would be published by anybody. I just was like, okay, I'm going to show up every single day. And that's what this is about. But we are on YouTube. My 10 minutes a day is public. It's on YouTube every single morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, YouTube. It's youtube.com/Ninja Writers. Every day we're there. Yep.
Well, I love it. Shaunta, we have to wrap up just for time, but it's been a total blast. I really appreciate you breaking it down.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you.
Yeah. And for everyone watching, thank you so much for being here, for being active in the chat, participating. Once again, the replay and the course offer will be emailed to you. So if you want to dive back in and watch again as Shaunta works through the document, that's there. And don't forget to
I'm going to link my completed one to the original. It won't be on your the copy you made, but it will be on the original.
Love it. Love it. So you can go into the original and see that there. Love it. And last but not least, if you had a good time today, please like and subscribe to the Spotlight YouTube channel. We're trying to consistently bring folks like Shaunta out here to share their expertise, help us all get better. I know like time management and planning is such an essential skill to accomplishing goals. So I love finding out how everyone does it, because ultimately what works for you is going to be a combination of things. And it's so cool to see how everyone figures it out in the system you've built, Shaunta, especially the 17-year streak of writing 10 minutes. That's people have accomplishments, but 17 years, that's
just show up every day. You'll never know. You don't know where you're going to end up, but if you show up every day and you keep moving toward the same place, like you're going to get somewhere.
Right. Well, everyone, thanks for being here. Hop in the chat. Thanks, Shaunta, for her time, and hope to see you again, Shaunta. It's been a total blast.
I would love to. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.